Welcome to today's podcast. This is our second podcast ever without Trenton. And I can tell you this, unbelievable job Friday. So taking the week off of the podcast to focus on football. You guys don't know, but he got 2 bad grades. So he wanted to give up on this. And so this is why I'm here is till football season's over so he can concentrate. But Trenton, outstanding game. But like I said, this is Mr. B and LP's podcast. We had to start a little bit early today. So LP is not here with us because he's still in class. Not sure what class he's in. But first, I was told I got to say like and subscribe. Yeah, like and subscribe. Thank our sponsors, Ibid, Josh Asmus, Chad Rohax. Thank you guys for everything you do. Peerless Electric, David Shire, and Schrader Tree Farms. Blah. But I tell you what, I've been so excited for this podcast for the last week, coming up with ideas. I got 2 of my good friends here, Josh Hood and Brent Nate. Thank you for coming today. Could say our friends to the north and our friends to the south. We didn't invite our friends to the east over, but we'll take our friends to the north and the south. So, Josh, the first question is for you, man. How do we all know each other, and how did it get started?
Man, it seems like, Brent, we played against each other in high school. And then my first coaching job, I think I was 18 years old, a freshman at Western. And Al Westendorp called me. They were starting a freshman girls basketball team. Called me to see if I wanted to do that. And I thought about it, started driving from Kalamazoo down, took the job, got a hold of Brent. We were both going to Western, I believe at the time, right, Brent?
Yes, sir.
And it just, that all got started. You and I played basketball together. You were 3-4 years younger, but we went on a trip with our good friend Malin Lowry, who kind of connected us. To Vegas. We went to Vegas.
My parents have not been the same since that trip.
Yeah, we got some stories we're not going to talk about today from that trip when we were in our teens. And so then, basketball kind of brought us all together, and that first varsity job, we all connected there.
Hired at Coloma. And you guys worked together a year before I came in, correct?
You were still in college, I think, at Olivet,
yes.
Right? Yeah, so you were
coaching in college.
Yes. Brent, I got hired 2002. Yep. The Brandywine job opened up. I was the JV coach. The varsity job also opened up at Coloma, and it was kind of decided in between. I was from Brandywine. I knew that one day I could hopefully end up there. But after talking to people, my good friend Malin, leaning on people, it was like, my stepdad was on the school board at Brandywine. It was like, man, why don't you go away and carve your own path? It was a hard decision because Coloma was also in Brandywine's conference. So I was leaving home, and I was going to have to play against my home school and kids that I was coaching at the JV level. And so decided to do it, just kind of a leap of faith. And first call was Brent and Nate Knapp. Those were the first 2 guys that we hired. And the next 3 years at Coloma were a lot of fun.
And Brent, you were a teacher there, right?
I eventually became a teacher there. We were all I think Josh and I were both doing our student teaching. Mm-hmm. I was doing mine in Dowagiac there in that first season. I remember when he got hired, I was, I was at home summer, and my dad called me and said, hey, Josh got the varsity job at Coloma. Came home from Hampshire. Was golfing.
Who was all in that conference back then? I mean, and those of Brent's an AD now, and the conferences have shifted so much. Who was in that conference?
It was the old Lakeland Conference. So it was Coloma, Cass, Brandywine, Buchanan, River Valley,
Edwardsburg.
Yeah, yes. I think Lakeshore just left, right?
Lakeshore and Dowagiac just left.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was doing my first year coaching with you guys. I was actually student teaching at Edwardsburg. Mm-hmm. So, what's the difference when we first started coaching to now? Let's go with Brent first.
So we started coaching, early 2000s, let's say, roughly 2000?
2004 for me.
You and I started in 98 doing freshman stuff.
So 98, a couple years ago. Difference now, kids are essentially the same. Kids just want to be coached a certain way. It's a trust factor, right? And establishing a connection over content. Doesn't matter what it is, connection over content with kids. You get that connection, kids will run through a wall for you, and you'll do the same for them. The difference now is the world's under a microscope. And expectations are different. Every kid and every parent thinks they're the next Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. And if they don't have that avenue with you, it's because you did something wrong, and they're going to go to the next travel team potentially. With that, I'd say just the microscope of social media, and everybody has a voice that they can go straight to, as opposed to having a conversation with the coach or a parent or that avenue.
Josh, me and you talked earlier on the phone. Well, we're back in our cast days. I am not kidding you. I'll let Josh tell this story, but Trent, there's no exaggeration. When a parent was mad at you at cast the one time, how'd that work?
Story.
How'd that work out?
You know, you're trying to run a practice, and then all of a sudden you see an angry parent with a crescent wrench chasing you around the gym, and so that was
I was there. I witnessed that.
Yeah.
And great lady, by the way.
Yeah, phenomenal kid, phenomenal lady.
Yeah,
just
so just a misunderstanding.
Just a bad day.
And I'd rather have that than today's.
She's passionate.
Well, I was just saying, we're never going to make everybody happy in our jobs. It just doesn't happen. But the way people blast people on social media and do stuff like that. Back in the day, they come right to your face and do it. Now you're on the internet.
Yeah, well, that's probably the biggest difference. I mean, there's a lot of different things on a personal level. When we all coached together, it was, we're going to leave practice or game. The biggest worry was, where are we going to go have a sandwich and a Diet Pepsi at? What time are we going to get home? Are we going to play ping pong till 4 a.m. and then get up and student teacher go to class? And sleep was minimum, and that was okay. Now it's like, okay, we just played in the game. I got family that I need to take care of, make sure everything's all right at home. I better have 6 hours of sleep, or I'm going to be a really grumpy assistant principal tomorrow. And then I'm going to be miserable at practice. And, I think we would all say times have changed now. We got to have an MVP of the home team, right? The captain of the home team. And I think Brooke and Beth and Willow, if you're going to do the lifestyle that we do and the job that we do, assistant principal, coach, AD, you got to have somebody at home that will raise kids when the ghost dad or mom is not around, and for us it's dad. And so, but social media, back when we started at Coloma, there would be people unhappy with us. They'd go home, they might gripe to their kid, and they might complain to their husband or wife. And then they would have to set up a meeting the next day to come in and talk about us. There's been times now during the first quarter, somebody's mad that their kid's not playing in our game. Oh, yeah. So they'll put on Facebook, Instacrap, Snapcrap, whatever they call it. And they'll literally, Hood sucks, the coaching sucks, my daughter should be playing, this team's terrible, he doesn't know what he's doing. And we may, an hour later, win the game by 30, but by the time that game's over, there's 30 shares by all the keyboard warriors that have never even been to a Brandywine girls basketball game. Look at what's going on at Brandywine, because they want to, share this news. Look what's going on at Brandywine. We did fine. But for anybody that thinks we're in this, and when you coach and you want to lose, you're not going to play the best
I've
player.
never met anybody that wants to lose.
So as long as the majority knows that we have the kids' best interest at our heart,
and I really think it's even more than majority. I mean, it's a handful of people that make our job somewhat difficult at times, but Brent, you get it as an AD probably more than Josh with just a single sport where we have to deal with.
I'll use
24 varsity sports.
A prime example of to piggyback off what Josh says of social media and catching wildfire. Last year, we happened to be the fortunate host of a boys basketball district.
Oh yeah,
there was an incident during the basketball districts where two schools that were not Dowagiac, we were just the host venue, had an incident with a referee. Did not involve any of our kids. We had the utmost security at this event. We had people calling up our buildings, and it caught wind because you see Dowagiac Chieftain and the chieftains in the background of the gym, and every video that you saw, calling up our secretaries, calling them every name in the book. How did Dowagiac do this? How did your kids do this? How are you raising our kids? What type of lessons are you teaching them? That wasn't Dowagiac.
I was there.
The next
nothing
school.
to do with
It wasn't our school. Well, I see it right in the picture. It says Dowagiac Chieftains. We're the host site.
Yeah, and I think a lot of parents and people, community members, don't understand how it even goes about to get a district site or to get a regional or a quarterfinal, something of that nature. These are all things that are, you put your name in, and it's basically a lottery. Whether you get to host or not host, a lot of times, at least I do as an AD, hey, I know my baseball team's going to be really good this year. Let's put in to try to get home field advantage to host the district. But we are, when we host those things, that's the MSSAA's tournament, not Dowagiac's, not Niles, not Brady. We don't even get the money.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times, your team, you're not guaranteed your team's going to make the finals, you can be there. So you're here on a Wednesday and Friday night if you lose on Monday. and you're doing this for the betterment of the game to host.
Yes.
And so that's interesting. One more thing that's changed that is crazy in terms of actual coaching is just the technology and what it's done. So back in 2002 or 2003, we won the regional at Western Michigan University. We played Monday, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, Thursday was the region we were going to match up with. We had zero film on the South Christian team. I think they beat Niles the year before. And we had to drive up to Grand Valley just to get film on them because you couldn't share film. You had to drive places to actually scout and film it. And now, I mean, last year we got done with our quarterfinal game at Kalamazoo Loy Norix. On the bus ride home in 1 hour, I had 21 or 20 games of Arbor Prep in that short amount of time. So technology has made things so much easier. I know your coaches used to they'd have to go meet on Saturday to swap. They'd have to burn a CD and then go swap football film of the previous 2 or 3 games.
Well, there was VHS before that.
Yes,
I mean, I was trading VHS.
Yeah.
Or if we weren't playing, we were all at a
Every
game.
one of us splitting up and then meeting up after for our Diet Pepsi sandwich.
I drank regular Pepsi at that time. Then I got really fat, so now I'm onto the diet. Diet Mountain Dew is where
at
really.
Cass, right. Spencer Morning was our scout. I mean, he was our freshman coach, and then we
we're
paid him to go scout every night. He didn't even get to stay for the varsity game.
You know, and it was so funny. It was a couple years ago. Our football team was rolling somebody, and our student section started chanting, "It's too easy. It's too easy." And I tell you this, I'm probably as mad as I've ever seen Coach Shaw. Went onto the track during the game and told our student section to knock it off because it's not easy. And I can tell you, being around you guys winning's not easy. Being successful is not easy because the amount of work you guys have to put in, and you've done that. Now you could be lazy, and it's pretty easy, but you're not going to win.
Right.
So, but yeah. The scouting back in the day, was
winning's hard, right? And that's one of the things we talk about. I'm sure you talk about. I know we talk about as a whole to our athletes. Winning's hard. It's easy to lose. It's easy to miss the free throw. It's easy to fumble. It's easy to jump off sides. It's
easy
hard
not to go to the weight room.
4th and 4, and you know they're going on 2, and you don't jump. Then you go make the play, right? That's hard. It takes discipline. Losing's easy. Winning's hard.
I agree 100%.
It's a culture thing. I mean, you know, I laugh in the summer because you go by Niles High School and Niles kids could be out and about having fun in the summer. There's 70 kids out there. It seems like Monday through Thursday. And it might be repetitive, might be running the same play over and over again, but there's a reason that they've had success in football of late. And you can go down the line in programs, you know, all these programs that Dwajek has and you guys, but you got to put the time in. But you also got to build a culture where kids want to be there and they know that the end result is going to be success.
And I think kids generally want to be there. You know, like you said earlier, if you have coaches that care about you, they're going to be there. You know, going to switch gears a little bit. You've coached, been an AD. Best player. I'm gonna put you on the spot. You're gonna make somebody mad, not intentionally. Who's the best player you've ever been around in any of your programs? Either a player, or
what sport?
Any.
Well, we have Caleb Murphy's playing.
That's what I was gonna say. He's playing in the NFL. He's doing pretty well.
Tough to beat that one. At Dwajek, we had Dontel Highsmith, who was a D1 player, who was one of the leading scorers in Southwest Michigan history. He was pretty phenomenal. At Coloma, we had Farrad Coleman and Courtney Blackmore, who would match up with anybody. Girls basketball-wise, helped with Katie Stuppy, Tori Lowe at Dwajek, who were amazing
Katie Stuppy
players.
is current coach at Niles for us.
Yes, good bloodlines.
Yes, we'll get to that.
I would say that, you know, just depending on the sport, that aspect of it, absolutely, those guys would go, and girls, would put them up against anybody.
Who was the girl from Bridgman? Seifert, man, she was a really good player around with Stuppy.
Yes.
Man, she shoot from anywhere. But Josh, who you got?
It's hard when you've been doing it a long time. It's really, really hard to pick one. You put me on the spot, so just so I stay in the estate and the will of my parents, I'm going to say my sister Mackenzie. You know, it was fun coaching her because it drove her nuts because she's so competitive that I was coach in the gym. And then I would always have to take her home. And so when we got in the car, it switched to, you're not coach anymore, you're brother. Let's talk like we would as siblings. And so it always would be a great conversation. But when you can talk about, we've had 16 All-State players in the 16 years I've been at Brandywine. You start Carly Newman, my first 4 years there, 3 years there, 1,596 points, right? And all the girls on that team, there's so many of them. We've had 17 girls go play college basketball. But, I always think about the kids that weren't All-State, that maybe didn't have a chance to go play college, but were the best teammates. I mean, you think about Haley Scott was one of the greatest kids I've ever coached. And to this day, I actually was going to have a 7th grade opening. She was one of the first calls because I just know how much of an impact she would have on youth. And so I always think about the kids that weren't All-State, that maybe didn't get all the press, but they were there every day. Lexi Troop, who played for us the last 4 years. She's playing at Trine right now. Didn't get a ton of minutes all the time. First one at practice every day. Always ready to put in the work. So those are the kids that I think about that were just coachable, that worked their tails off.
Absolutely. We'll talk about it all the time, just in my own house with my own kids. Be the best teammate.
That's right.
You're the best teammate. Life is going to be good.
That's right.
Do what you can for your team. We all started in the classroom. Now we're all administrators. Did you want to become administrator? Either one of you?
No.
How did it happen? I was telling the story, I think it was last week, wasn't it? Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I literally got a knock on the door from Tracy Herzl. I was teaching health. You want to be the AD? Sure.
Right.
And I think I was in my 2nd year. I just finished
we
my
both
first
got
year.
an AD at the same time.
Yeah, and I taught for 8 years. Then I was done with education. Said I was going to be done, and I was done. I got middle of September, the Dowagiac where I'm from, job came open as an AD. I said, AD, huh? Applied for it, was fortunate enough to get it. 15 years later, we're still here.
Yeah, and doing a heck of a job over there, too.
Yeah, thank you. With that, never had any aspiration to do it. Wasn't like a check the box of goals.
Yeah, Vaughn Washington told me when I was playing here, and he was one of the best coaches I ever played for. And we had exit meetings or something, and he said, listen, you're going to be a teacher someday and a coach, but you don't choose to be that. It chooses you. Mm-hmm. And I think it happened to all of us. I don't think any of us really wonder, it wasn't like we sat down in career day and say, guess what I want to be.
Right.
No, actually, I can tell you, I was a business major going to Western. And then when I started coaching with Josh, came home around Christmas break, and that's how it all started. It was like 2 days of practice. I was like, I'm hooked. I don't want to sit in a business. I want to work with kids.
And to piggyback off that, I saw Al Westendorp a few weeks ago, and I told him thanks for making me a life of being broke because I was going into accounting and business also at Western. And when he called me to coach, and I switched my major that first year over to education. And so to answer your question, when I went back to get my master's when we were at Cass, it was like I could do the online route, which was just a master's in the art of teaching, I think, at that time, like University of Phoenix or something. Instead, I said, maybe one day I'd want to do this administration thing. Back then, I thought I would never do it because you wouldn't be able to coach a lot of times and be in administration. But, as I took that program and then you started working with those kids at Cass, and then, a lot of times you see kids walk by that you never got to work with in a classroom. It's just your class load that you have. And then when they started allowing administrators to coach, it was like, I think I could have a lot of fun doing this one day. And Brandywine opened up.
We're kind of a dying breed. How many coaches do you guys have in your schools that are actually teachers? Compared to when we were playing, it was everybody.
Everybody was. Now I think, honestly, we might have less than 5. I'll say less than 5.
Yeah, I think, what do we have? Coach Michael, Coach Phil Walk, Coach Dessenberg, Coach Herm, Coach Hoyt.
Yeah.
And, Obedovich now for shot put. But, we're it's not like it used to be with that.
Coaching has so much turnover right now. Seidenbender and I were talking about the other day, our athletic director, but you have Seidenbender's in the Hall of Fame for the state. He has over 400 or 500 wins almost. He's at Rex Pomerankas. Just got the Hall of Fame at Brandywine. He's been there for 20 plus years. Terry Boer's been there for 20 plus years. Nate Knapp's been there for 20 years now. So we have a lot of longevity. But when you look at the area, even just in girls basketball, when I look at all the people that I've coached against, I don't know if there's anybody that's been in their position for 5 or more years right now in girls basketball. A lot of schools, since I've been at Brandywine, have had 3 to 4 coaches. People don't realize, but you don't get paid a lot to be a high school coach, right? You're never going to get rich doing it. No. And so that's why there's so much turnover in our profession.
Do you think, I wasn't going to bring this up, but I think I have to now. Do you think that has anything to do with the travel sports in the area? People would rather coach travel sports than coach high school sports?
Rather coach or play?
Both.
I think that's a double-edged sword, right? Yes. I would say this, like this year, for some of our boys soccer players, that would be some of our better players didn't want to play high school soccer. They're playing travel.
Yeah.
And they feel that's their best
Josh,
avenue.
I can see Josh.
And now I'm not a fan of it, obviously, right?
Oh, neither am I. I don't know if any athletic director, high school coach is, it's like you said, it's a double-edged sword because you want your kids playing, but you also want them playing, for our towns,
And
for our schools, for the brand. That was our last year's play for the brand.
That's absolutely. I had the same conversation last night at volleyball.
Josh.
With Tim, the truck driver. I had it last night with him. Here's opportunity. This is what I tell our kids: you get 4 years of opportunity to play with your buddies that you grew up with. You're going to make a memory that's going to last a lifetime, representing your school and your
At
community.
zero cost.
At zero cost. I referenced Brandywine's boys basketball state championship team. Those guys are going to be remembered forever, right? They're going to be remembered forever. I can tell you the guys from the 1990 Dowagiac State Championship football team. Guys that last year went to the semifinals.
Yeah.
Or not the finals.
Finals.
The runner-up. And they're going to be remembered forever, and you're going to have that memory as a player. I was fortunate enough a long time ago, we got beat in the Final Four in football my senior year. I remember that like it was nothing. I had a whole town's there to watch you play, right? I can tell you, you go win a 13U, 15U travel state tournament. Well, you got like your family there? You come back, nobody's going to sit there and go,
We get
happy for you. People are
you get to go to
congratulate you.
Wisconsin Dells to
But
do it.
Or
it's
be-
not the same. It's not the same.
You could also be one of our area's 300 World Series champions that are out there right now that come just from this area in travel sports. It's amazing.
Yeah, right.
I'm probably not the best person to ask this question because
I know.
I think everybody in the club volleyball world thinks I'm an enemy, and it's just because I'm outspoken that if number one, if you're telling kids to not play high school sports, if you're telling kids the only way to get to the next level is to play your sport and play it year round, and you're also making several $1,000s off these kids by them playing for your club. I looked today, and I'm not just picking on club volleyball, but that's been the biggest problem because there's so many girls in this area in the state since they switched season that miss out on opportunities to play high school basketball with their kids. Right, our biggest issue is enrollment, player participation is going down because all of these club coaches, who a lot of them are the high school coaches, it's the main sport of where the high school coaches then go right into club season, and so they want these kids to play. But if you ask any college coach, they will tell you they want multi-sport athletes, and there's something to be said for, last year we go to the Final Four, these kids going on our way there in our charter bus, stopping at all the elementaries and going through the elementaries and all the kids out with signs and giving your kids fives, and then walking out on the Breslin on championship Saturday a couple of years ago or a Thursday afternoon like last year and seeing 5,000 people from this area. You don't get that at club nationals, right? You don't get that if somebody's telling you that you've got to play their sport and their sport only, they're lying and they're out for themselves, and that is it. So it's okay to play club volleyball. We had a girl, Cadence Brummett. She's went to Valpo as a preferred walk-on in volleyball, and within a couple of weeks earned a scholarship. She got MVP as a sophomore at her tournament a couple of weeks ago, and she would leave our practice every day. She'd leave our practice every day and then go to club practice for 3 hours. And we worked with her on weekends. If she had a club volleyball tournament, we knew she was going to go play club volleyball or college volleyball. You can miss practice. You're excused from that. But when you have adults, people leading kids, if they're telling you that's the only sport you should play, they're wrong. And they don't know what college coaches want. We've had 17 college players, and all of them are multi-sport athletes, and we tell them, go play track, go do softball, go do basketball, do volleyball.
We talked earlier at the beginning of the year, Olson, you guys know Olson very well, full ride to Houston. He flies down there. I'm like, man, they're going to offer him football seasons during dead week. He's going to come back saying he's not playing football, not playing basketball. And, could you blame him? But I said, he comes over for dinner. I said, hey, man, what did Houston tell you about playing football? And he goes, they said, I better play everything. These elite programs, this is the Big 12. Right. When they talk about Power 5, that's one of them. And they're telling a high school kid that they just offered a full ride to play everything.
Yeah, and the other thing that travel sports do is they give parents and they give kids a false sense of where they're really at in terms of athleticism and how good they are. And now, because my kid played on a club team or a travel baseball team, all of a sudden they're the best thing. Well, if you look at all these clubs, I mean, you've got a local, a select, a regional, an elite, a national. They'll cut anybody because they're making a bunch of money on them. Your kid's awesome. They should play on our select team. Everybody makes the select team. Everybody makes the blue team. And I'm talking. I'm not. This is not just about volleyball, but it's every sport. It's
it's every sport but football. There's no travel football.
No, you're getting your 7-on-7 leagues.
You're getting some 7-on-7. And that's more. It hasn't really hit this area yet, but it's in the Kalamazoo area.
Right.
And we have a ton of girls that do travel softball. That's a big deal for us right now. And so, we try to, so during the summer, we do our stuff Monday through Thursday, because on the weekends, we know that they're going to be gone somewhere playing softball. And that's okay.
And we have a ton of kids that miss for baseball.
Yeah. If that's your path and that's what you want to do, go do it, right? Summer's baseball, you got to be a kid. But if people are telling you not to play another sport, and I've seen texts from several coaches in the area, don't play basketball, right? You're going to get hurt. You're going to go play college volleyball. Well, I would like to argue with those people that, they're taken away from a community that they don't care about. They're just caring about themselves and making money.
And I play, parents, listeners, you have kids, play everything.
Play everything. I can tell you.
You're not going to be able to do it for that long.
4 years.
All three of us would tell you the very first call I get from a college coach is what other sports they play, how many sports they play, what sports they play. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it is, when we're fortunate enough, Caleb Murphy's playing in the NFL. When you get a call from the New York Giants comes up on the caller ID, or the Green Bay Packers, first of all, you think you're getting punked or somebody's playing a prank.
I had the same thing with the New York Yankees.
And I'm like, what in the heck are the Green Bay Packers calling Dowagiac High School? That's due diligence they do. They're asking what other sports they play. Let me talk to the coach that he had in basketball. They're talking about drafting him.
Right.
Let's talk to this basketball coach. How was he as a person? How was he in the hallways? How was he in the cafeteria? Those things. And play everything. Get an opportunity. Play everything. You have 4 years to do it. Do everything.
I've never heard a kid regret when they are graduated. I've never heard a kid say, I regret playing football instead of doing travel fall baseball. Right. I've never heard a kid regret the bus rides with their high school friends, right? Their friends that they've been with since kindergarten, the team dinners, the locker room celebrations, singing the fight song. You've never, you go to a Niles football game this Friday, you're going to see thousands upon thousands of people that are there supporting you, cheering you. You go to a travel tournament. I won't name any things, but you're going to have mom, dad, maybe grandma and grandpa if they want to pay $40 to get in to watch you for a weekend.
Boyfriend.
Maybe if you pay for their $40.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. I am a huge advocate of play high school sports. You will not regret it.
And I hope the listeners don't misunderstand what we're trying to say. If they're travel sport, we're not telling you not to play it.
Absolutely not.
Play everything. Play everything you can.
Everything.
Play your high school sports. And I'll just say it. Your high school sports take precedent over your travel sports. Because you're playing for your town, you're playing for your brand, you're playing for your teammates, you're playing for your classmates, you're playing for your town.
And that's we have some club volleyball girls coming up, and we've had that, and it's always, you're in season with basketball in the winter. And so you're going to be at our practices. We practice every day after school, so it doesn't interfere with those practices at night. And on the weekends, if you have a practice and you're going to be at our practice. But if you have a club volleyball tournament where you're going to have college coaches there and you're going to go, we'll work with you, because we want you to play on our program.
And I'm going to say one more thing on the travel, and then we'll go on to the next topic. But athletic family. We have athletic family. When's the last vacation you've been on that didn't involve a sporting event?
Spring break last year.
What's the spring break? Summer vacation. We're going to Cedar Point because there's a baseball tournament, which is a lot of fun. Wisconsin Dells, we went up there for softball. Lots of fun. Our wrestling tournament. Your son's getting into wrestling,
yep.
So he's going to be traveling. But what is do the families go on vacations anymore? Just without
I don't know.
You hear, we probably all can play because I coach travel baseball, right? All Brandywine kids, right? And we go to these tournaments in the summer. It's like buddies are out golfing, but you tell them like, oh, I got travel baseball, and everyone will tell you the exact same thing. You're going to miss it when it's over. All the guys whose kids and girls whose kids are gone, you're going to miss this, and you're going to miss it a lot. I was at a tennis tournament the other day for like 9 hours, and I'm like, whew. And then the senior mom sitting next to me, my son's a sophomore. The senior mom sitting next to me is like, you're going to miss this. Be careful. You want it to slow down because it will be over soon. And then what are we going to do? Right.
So we're going to switch gears. We've already hit on our, state runs and success. We're going. Every one of us has very similar past, meaning our start to our careers. Mm-hmm. Very loyal to our hometowns, almost to a fault at times. And then you start in Coloma.
Yep.
Start in Coloma. Actually, you started in Niles too, teaching, didn't you?
I was teaching.
My
first teaching job was at Ring Lardner.
Yeah. And then me and you both go to Cass.
Yeah.
And 20 years later, we find our way back home.
Yeah.
What's it like? Pros and cons of being home.
Well, I mean, there's nothing like. Being in the place you grew up, right? And so, yes, con, everybody, but that's also a pro because, I know you guys get the same thing, but I get thrown into things that I'm not even a part of because they want me to help put the fire out. But if you've established relationships, which I know you guys do, you've been there, when people know you have the best interest of Brandywine, the school, the community, the kids at heart, and you can reason with them. Usually you can put a lot of fires out. And so there is nothing like being in your hometown, giving back to the place that gave so much to you as a high school student and growing up. And so, you're related to everybody in this town. You're related to everybody in Wajak.
That was my next question I was going to have for Brent.
I got 10 brothers and sisters, right? And so usually they say if you throw a rock at Brandywine's playground, you're hitting somebody that's related to Hood. And so, people can say it's a negative. I think it is absolutely unbelievable. I knew when I got back to Brandywine as a coach 17 years ago, this is year 17, and then assistant principal for 11, like this was the end game for me, right? Nobody's going anywhere. I'm not going to take a job anywhere. I don't care if somebody comes with all this money. Like, this is my home. This is where I'm going to retire from. There's no college job that's going to lure me away. Like, this is where I'll end up being.
It sounded like earlier you were going to take over a travel organization.
Yeah, I was picking up on that as well. There were subtle little hints.
Hood's Basketball Academy. It's only $2,500
a day,
right? Per lesson.
You guys are gonna give me trouble,
Brent. I've known your family for a long, long time. Your cousins, your brothers. My nephew married your cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt, in my opinion, the most athletic family in Southwest Michigan.
I'll take it. You want to throw that out there?
Well,
sure.
I'm not talking you. I'm talking your family. But was your brother not in the?
Yeah, he was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers.
And what did he make it up to? Double A.
Yeah.
And your cousin
was drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies.
Played for Michigan. Played for Coach Bo, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Poor Jim. You must have never met Jim, man. Everybody's got one in the family.
I'm just going. Jim I'm just getting started. But honestly, you have a very athletic family.
Correct.
Yes. And then you're home with everybody now.
Yes.
Do they have opinions of how you should do your job? Because I know my brother
has
Jeff
opinions, right?
calls me all the time after a football game. You guys need to be doing this, this, and this. I say, well, you have practice? No. I go, shut up.
Well, everybody has an opinion, right? And I use the example of I'm going to piggyback to Josh. Pros and cons of being from your hometown, right? You know everybody. Con is, you know everybody. I can call Brent anytime I want. He'll answer it. He'll do it. With the exception of maybe Christmas, I get a call every day. Yeah. Right? Put out somebody's fire. I might as well be a firefighter because I'm putting out fires all day. So with that, yes. But I also use the example of I'm a diehard Notre Dame fan. I question some of the stuff that Marcus Freeman does. You right?
Oh, absolutely.
And I love the guy. I think he's great. He's one of the top coaches in college football.
I think he's the best.
But doesn't mean I don't question some of the things he does, And the same thing, And with that, we're all from Dowagiac, and we all bleed orange and black. So it's more personal on a personal level, right? And so when things don't go right, you are passionate about it. You're probably a little more frustrated or upset that it didn't go the way you wanted it to than you would be if I was AD at a town I didn't grow up in.
I agree. It's a different pressure. It's a different
Absolutely.
stress level too. You don't want to disappoint anybody.
Correct.
You know,
You
we
want
want
it
to
to
put
be
everything out there for your hometown. So, but I just, you know, it cracks me up. But yet we have very similar families, very large, very athletic. Your family's obviously more athletic and better than ours in sports. But I think ours is probably more opinionated when it comes to telling me what to do. It cracks me up.
No, you've met my family. They'd love to tell me how much.
Oh, I know.
Especially about Friday night, about 11:30 at night.
I forgot about Johnny too. Johnny played at Michigan State.
Yeah,
Freshman team too, wasn't he?
I believe so.
And I believe Buddha would even tell you Jackie's the best athlete.
And then my niece Nikki played at SMC, was the conference player of the year 2 years ago in volleyball.
Not forget about Stuppy.
Katie played at Bethel, yeah.
Bunch of athletes.
And then Jenna, Coach Podge,
Played at Western.
is now our new head softball coach. We're very excited to have her. So, yeah, what else? We got anything else we want to add?
I will.
I just can't thank you guys enough for coming in.
It's funny how it's come full circle, right? As
It really has.
at the time, I think, Josh, you're older than me by like 6 months.
Yep.
And then Matt's like
I'm just the baby.
baby of the group. But how it's come full circle and almost 20 some years, whatever, 20,
fast it's went.
25 years,
Yeah.
whatever the heck it is, 22, 23, whatever the number is.
Well, this is my 21st year.
Yeah.
And you guys were both in it before.
Well, we started 2002. So, I mean, we're talking 23 going on 24 years in coaching, education. You guys deserve, when you talked about administration, I mean, I knew the one thing I would never get into. There's two jobs in a school that are absolutely insane, and they are underpaid. Athletic director and transportation director. They are, I mean, I know you guys have to deal with the transportation all the time, and those guys, I mean, they're there at 5 a.m, making sure everybody gets off smooth, and then they're filling in for the bus if not, and then they got to make sure everything's done. If somebody calls in sick, they're doing it, and then you guys are at school putting out fires, getting schedule set up, and then you're there at 11 o'clock at night cleaning up the football field on Friday nights, and so you guys are awesome at what you do, and your communities are very lucky to have you both.
Now, the funny thing is I know you probably get this because you and I talk to each other daily about this. When you get the person in the community, hey, see you at 8:30 in the morning. You got banker's hours. So tonight at 10:30 when I'm shutting off the lights at the football field, what bank is still open?
Yeah.
You mean ATM?
Yeah, right. You know, I didn't think about that one. When you're 6 Pepsis deep watching the game and I'm still working, you know, one of those things.
Diet Pepsi.
Diet.
Nah.
It was many pounds ago.
Full throttle.
No, it's so true. And the thing that, the winter, you're basically going in at dark in the morning and you're coming home and it's dark. You don't ever see the daylight. You know, I guarantee you're having shoot arounds in the morning or,
The
the
winter
work
is
you put in.
You're between youth basketball, scouting, preparation, trying to be an assistant principal, being a dad, and a significant other. It's an interesting winter. Like I said, that's why I always tell Willow, she's the MVP, but it's hard being a coach's wife, right? Or an athletic director. And so, yeah, you've got to put the time in, though, like we talked about at the beginning, or you're not going to have success. You'll have some good years because you're going to have pockets of talent at all of our schools. There's cycles of really good talent. You think about what you guys got in baseball right now and football and all the, the cycles of what we go through. But when, your colors are really shown when you don't have as much talent, what can you do with that to have a successful year?
No, absolutely. And sometimes they end up being some of your better teams.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And it goes through, I think we all could say we're blessed with upper administration. That's great upper administration.
Outstanding.
And obviously you talked about Brooke and Willow and Beth. And there's times that, you're raising other people's kids more than you see your own kids and the toll that it takes on your family. And you feel bad about it. I mean, it's not great. But I can tell you, I'm blessed now that my daughter Ava's a senior, right? So they know I'm going to watch her game. So we'll get coverage for a game because I've watched thousands of kids graduate and grow up through the Wajak. Now I'm time to watch mine a little bit. So
yeah, it makes it tough. My daughter's Tess is a freshman. She's running an Otsego today. I will not be attending.
Right.
We got middle school football here. It makes it tough. And one thing we didn't talk about, our oldest are all within 6 months of each other being born. Josh's oldest daughter graduated last year.
Yeah.
Ava's a senior and Chase is a senior.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, the way we started together. Now we're at our home schools. We all got kids that are graduated or just graduated, and
the one got to give a shout out. The kids love doing shout outs to Andy Hubbard.
Oh, Hub.
And his kid, he was at Cass with us. He was a heck of a football coach, math teacher. Went into administrative role also, but his kids are the same age. And then Dan Perley, same scenario. So
whole crew. Nate
what
Knapp.
a blast from the past.
Yeah,
I just can't thank you guys enough for coming in. So with that being said, this is homecoming week. Come out and support us on Friday. Thank you again to our sponsors. In Trenton, we can't wait to have you back, man. I'm running out of people. I only have 2 friends, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do from here on out. But thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Good luck to the Vikes this week.
And the Chieftains, come on. Now.
And the Chieftains.
We got homecoming, too.
Chieftains
We
got?
got homecoming, too.
Who the Chieftains got today?
Both
We got
teams loaded.
Shamrocks.
Both teams
The
loaded.
Rocks.
We got the Rocks coming.
I watched
4-1
that
and
game the
4-1.
other day on the NFS Network. That
should be a heck of a
quarterback's
game.
for real.
Yeah,
He's good.
4-1
And
versus
tip your hat
4-1.
to Buchanan for coming out.
Yes.
Hey, thanking our sponsors again. Ibid.
Where's
Peerless.
Chad Rohex from?
He's from Dowager.
Oh, all right. Just double checking.
Yeah, Chad is from Dowager. And Chad's probably one.
Chad used to have bombs in baseball.
Not used to. I played against. He was a freshman, and we were really good in baseball. We won the regionals, and my junior year we played him at Thomas Stadium, and we're pitching to a freshman. You got Jay Ballantyne, Jason Ballantyne, Chad. I mean, you have all state pitchers. Yeah, we're pitching to him. I think he hit 3 that hadn't landed yet, and by the 4th time, I'm like, let's stop pitching to the freshmen. I think we were still up 9 or 10, but every time Chad got up to bat, I mean, the ball disappeared. And then I ended up playing slow pitch softball with him, and he hits that farther than he hits a baseball. But thank you to our sponsors, Chad, Josh, Peerless, David Shire, Schrader Tree Farms. Thank you guys for everything you do. And how about this? Like and subscribe. Stop it.
Like it.
Play our exit music so I can get out of here.
Homecoming 25. Let's go Vikes. Woo! Who you guys got?
The Three Rivers.
Ooh, the Cats.
Stofe. We're trying to get Stofe on this.
They 4-1.
They're 4-1. They can play. Really good.
Give me the Vikes.
I myself have seen my wilder days, and I have